welcome to the first part of our mini series to walk you through the steps of onboarding your valet trash operations onto a trash scan digital platform. Moving to a digital platform is a big transition for you and your team. We'll walk you through the process and lay out some considerations to guide you into setting up the digital platform to maximize its value. Okay, let's get started. Getting your valet trash operations into the trash can digital platform involves 6 steps. The first step, signing up, is obviously the most important step that we'd like you to take. The other steps in the process are also important. You must think about how you will integrate trash can into your business, understand the effort of getting trash can set up, and lastly, how to smoothen the transformation. Now let's jump into the first big decision after signing up. How will you roll out trash can to your organization? The reason this is important is because transforming to a digital platform will require some efforts from your team. Gathering information on properties you service, education and coordination with property managers, and distribution of the QR code enabled what we call bin tags are all key activities that must be performed in order for a quick and smooth deployment. New properties. Our recommendation is for trash can to be implemented on every new property. There are apparent benefits. You are able to perform the setup as part of the initial distribution of trash bins on the property. But second, it allows you to set the right tone with your clients from the start. For those of you who have started with a new client, you know the first couple of months where you have high volume of violations. You tend to get complaints because some residents are not sure about the service and how it works. So having trash can in place to document your services and violations will result in your property manager gaining trust in you early on. How about the current properties that you service? Some valet trash providers we've spoken to in the past have questioned the feasibility to implement the QR code enabled bin tags on the properties that they service. But several of our clients have adopted by using the bin tags as checkpoint confirmations to validate and report services. So yes, trash can be implemented on your existing properties. And you don't necessarily have to implement every one of your properties. While I think there are several benefits in standardization, you must consider the impact to the bottom line. Perhaps you start with just your problem child or children. The properties with frequent complaints and high volume of violations. You'll see the value very quickly that will result in time savings as well as streamlined communication to those property managers. Perhaps you just look at it from a purely financial perspective and limit it to properties where the profit margins are there. However you choose, you have the control on how much of your business is supported by trash can. Now, once you decide on which properties, if you're not going to implement it on all of your properties that you service, you'll want to start communicating to property management on the change that is coming. You should decide what level of visibility is appropriate for their property manager. If it's a property with high complaints and several violations, you may want to track it at the most granular level possible, which is the unit. In this case, you would need to get authorization from the property management and even maybe regional management to install those bin tags on each one of the doorways. Alternatively, you could decide to place the bin tags in breezeways or even one for an individual building, if that suffices. I'll get more into the property checkpoint setup in an upcoming video. The last thing I want to leave you with is the choice of implementing trash can all at once in a big bang approach or slowly expanding usage in a phased approach. It's totally up to you. Both can be supported by us. There are benefits in taking either approach depending on your availability and capacity to gather the information needed to set up trash can, as well as having the workforce to be able to implement the QR codes out in the field. Let's just take a look at a sample rollout strategy from one of our previous clients. Here's a 1-year phase rollout plan that's put together, and we decided to prioritize based off what made sense financially, as well as where the relationships were stronger with the property management. Now, how many phases, durations, factors, and how you choose which properties go into what phase, that's totally up to you. You know your business the best. You have to think about your capacity to roll out the digital platform and your organization's ability to adapt to change. We are willing to support you through your journey at your own pace. Well, that's a wrap for our first video of the series, Getting Started with Trash Can. If you have any questions about something mentioned today, don't hesitate to reach out to one of our sales team's members. We are happy to help.